Hey, how's it going, guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toaster Bros, and today we're going to be doing a 10th gen gaming PC.
Intel 10th Gen is here, and we're going to be building a PC using the i5-10400. But before we get into this PC build, let's hear a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll is the largest online platform for anime, boasting over 45 million users.
Did someone say anime? I love Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is amazing because all the episodes on our site are professionally subtitled, ad-free, and are in 1080p. Another great feature about Crunchyroll is the fact that all of the episodes are simulcast. That means 1 hour after they go live in Japan, they're available on the website to watch anywhere in the world. Tower of God is one of my favorites right now because it has a great art style, unique animation, and also an amazing story. Crunchyroll also has their own online store where you can buy manga, merch.
Alright, man, we gotta get back to the video, but we love the enthusiasm. So if you use the links in the description down below, crunchyroll.com/toasterbros, you can get a 14-day free trial to try it out yourself.
We also would like to know, what kind of anime do you all watch? Comment down below. We'll be checking out those comments. I know Zach definitely will. Now, how about we go ahead and get into this video, shall we? All right, one big thing we have to get out of the way. This is a $1,000 gaming PC, and it's gonna perform great for $1,000, but motherboard availability. When we first picked up this 10400, you could only get Z490 motherboards, and we weren't totally sure when the B460 boards were gonna come out, but they are out right now as the time you're watching this video, and you could save around $50 to $60 if you don't want a Z490 board, which obviously would make a lot more sense because this i5 is locked and you can't even overclock it. So unless you're going with like the 10600K, don't worry about getting a Z490 board. Ignore basically what we're doing here and go with another board that's in the description down below, which are affiliate links. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about each part and how it makes up this build.
So what we have here is the 10th gen Intel Core i5. This is the 10400. So what's awesome about this processor is it's actually a 6-core 12-threaded processor, has a pretty high boost frequency, and on top of that, even though it's still 14 nanometer, they actually have managed to get the thermals down to be able to, well, just make these processors run better on the 14 nanometer. And what we have here is a massive motherboard. Just kidding, it's full ATX, but this is a Z490 Steel Legend, like Matt said. Pretty expensive for what it is, but honestly though, just based on the weight of this box, this is going to be a very nicely built board. Show you guys the back of it, look at all that RGB. So for flashiness and for bling and just for expandability, this is a really good board, but obviously like we say, go with B460 if you can, just because this processor is locked, so it really doesn't make much sense to go crazy like this. Huge thanks to Team Group, as always, for sending over their T-Force Delta RGB. We've used this stuff so many times that I've never had a single issue with it. This is a 16 gigabyte kit at 3000 megahertz, so really respectable speed, especially for Intel, because I believe that they really can't even go over 3000 megahertz anyways, so obviously this is about the best you can get. And also from Team Group, our good friends, this is a 512 gig NVMe M.2 drive. Also really respectable price points because, well, Team Group, they just really have the market figured out on budget, but good looking components.
And now for the graphics card, we went with the RTX 2060 Super, specifically the one from Gigabyte. I feel like we've used these Gigabyte cards numerous times in our PC builds. We absolutely love them, but this card is more than enough to play at 1080p high settings, have that awesome NVIC encoder for live streaming, and even stretch into 1440p if you want to. Coming with 8 gigs of VRAM, it's more than enough power for that, and this is a really highly recommended card that we've used in numerous PC builds. Great value. Now this is kind of a sore subject here, guys. Power supplies. They're really hard to find right now, but this is one that we've had on hand. This is the Corsair CV550. You're probably gonna be paying a premium for a power supply nowadays if you're building a PC or within the, well, rest of 2020 at least. So you just gotta keep in mind that prices are gonna be a little more expensive and availability is kind of hard to find. But if you hang in there and keep an eye out, you might find some good deals. This one is a great option. 550 watts is more than enough for this PC build. And yeah, it just doesn't have a case. And as for the PC case, we are using another case from FSP. This is the CMT 510, which is a tempered glass side panel case with 4 RGB fans pre-installed. Really awesome value, coming in at around $90. Availability on this case is actually, well, available at the time of recording this video compared to some of the other cases from FSP, but they should be getting more in stock very soon. But yeah, we've used these cases numerous times. They do definitely have really nice RGB, and we're very excited to see how it looks with this $1,000 gaming PC. How about we build it? He missed it. He missed the tripod. He's going back. He's going to go back.
Okay guys, the first game we decided to test was Call of Duty Modern Warfare, playing some good old Warzone. So Warzone is a pretty competitive and somewhat hard to run game. We played on all high settings and this PC over 100 FPS pretty much the whole entire game, so really impressed with this. For around $1,000, especially in today's pricing with the current economy doing what it's doing, especially with computer parts going in and out like they are, if you can find these parts for a good deal, then this PC is a no-brainer.
The i5-10400, especially when paired with the right motherboard, you can go Z490 if you want to have a better upgrade path, but we highly suggest going with a B460 motherboard to save like almost $60 to $100 sometimes. If you do pair it that way, you definitely will get very similar performance, and for a $900-ish PC, it's actually very impressive the amount of performance you're getting on Call of Duty Warzone. And the next game we actually tested was Fortnite, because, you know, Fortnite, and we got well over 144 FPS on pro settings. Again, this is very ideal for your esports titles, games like Call of Duty Warzone. You're going to be able to crank all those 90s in Fortnite and get as many kills as you want if you do still play Fortnite. And it is more than playable with this kind of setup and upgradable to any future 10th gen i7 or the next release that Intel released, because they have announced that these boards will support the next generation of Intel CPUs. So that's kind of cool to actually get in on potentially a upgrade path to another CPU. Will it support after that? Probably not, but you at least got that option.
Once again, just like Call of Duty, well over 100, so that's really good because you want to keep over 100 FPS in pretty much any game to be able to kind of match the 144 Hz refresh rate if at all possible.
And Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a great example of a AAA title. Any kind of AAA game you want to play out there, this is a good example of the kind of experience you're probably going to get. So this PC has a lot of life in it, and I highly suggest you consider it if you are going to build a $1,000 or maybe $900 with a different motherboard gaming PC. I'm going to keep saying that because I know people are going to comment down below about it. Get a different motherboard, and probably a cooler if you want to, but you don't need it.
And after posting this on Instagram and realizing a lot of you guys are going to hate this cooler because this PC has a really nice color scheme going with like kind of black and RGB, but then there's just this Intel stock cooler. Well, the Intel stock cooler we went with just because this is a locked processor. It's not going to be overclocked. It can't be overclocked. So honestly, for playing games and everything, this cooler does handle this processor just fine. But obviously, as far as aesthetics goes, this is one of the ugliest coolers you can get. So if you can afford like a Hyper 212 for actually like 20 bucks or pretty much any other cooler, it'd probably look and work slightly better than this Intel one. So if you can't afford it, go for it. But we wanted to stick under the $1,000 range with this, so we just went with the stock cooler because, well, it is more than enough to handle this system.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the parts that we use for this PC, links in the description down below. They will be affiliate links. If you do use those links, they will support this YouTube channel because you love us, right?
And also don't forget to check out our Twitch and our other two YouTube channels, twitch.tv/toasterbros, where we do actually stream games like Warzone and Valorant and other really fun competitive games. So check that out, and also we do some really fun PC building and tech stuff, and also some giveaways.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. So
follow.
Don't forget to check that out. So we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.
Don't buy this motherboard. You hear me? You in the comments, don't buy it.
Why would you get a Z490?